Hello everyone and welcome to NeMoZGameZ for part 3 in this beginner's guide on the first Descendant. Today we will be exploring inventory management. You're going to come across this a lot, okay? If you've played any sort of resource-based games in the past, this is no different except the resources are loot. Guns, reactors, external components. You're going to be overwhelmed with these at times, but because you need all of the resources for breaking these down and recycling them, you don't want to leave any behind. And I'm going to do something a little different for this video, unlike I did in the past. After this intro is over, you're going to go into a live B-roll of me trying to explain this through my live notes as I was recording the footage. I decided that it wasn't too bad to publish. As the viewer, you're just going to have to remember that these were live notes given to myself, trying to explain this to somebody else. Confused yet? Let's hope the inventory management goes by smoothly. Enjoy the live B-roll. Let's go check out the stuff that we received. I'm pretty full. Let's go do this. Remember, no matter what it tells you to do, we're going to come over this way and go through our storage box for the first time. All that out. Like right here. As you see, this is our storage box. We haven't put anything in here yet. You see, like I said, this is our storage box. We haven't put anything in here yet, so all of these will be empty. There's some fast travel tabs up here. You can hit LB, you can swap the category. Now when I go to my inventory, look at all of the stuff. What do we do with all of this stuff? What's good? What's not? What do you want to keep? Well, the short answer is at least the weapons for now. Let's sort. So we can move this entire category over to our storage. For me, it's Y. Clear. We're just going to take this one category at a time. Now this box is empty because I'm in my inventory. I need to switch back to my storage. Look at all of these weapons. So there's a few things that we can do in here. I know it's a jumbled up mess. So we have these filter sets here at the top. And we can change these. This is also a very particular button right here that you might want to switch. And I'll explain why. Hopefully I've left myself enough time or footage to talk about all of this. So, this category we can figure out which one has got the highest level, the tier, so this would be blue, purple, or gold. The name is generally what I sort it by, and I'll explain in a minute. But junk, we haven't listed anything as junk, and then we have new, the brand new stuff that we brought up. Now, the reason why I changed this filter to name is because it's going to let me know how many different types of the same weapon I have. Okay? So I only have one of these. I have one of these, but I have 1, 2, 3 of these. I also have a bunch of these and a bunch of these. Now, the short and a bunch of these and a bunch of these. Now, what weapons do you want? The short answer is sort by highest DPS. But we can also trim this file down a little more. Say I just want to focus on the blue ones. So when I flip this down, we can focus this on the blue ones more. We can just select the blue, or we can accept the rare. There are no transcendent weapons. This is just here because it's all in one place. The ultimate ones you and then the ultimate category, you generally will have to build these weapons. They never fall as ground loot. So we're going to go into just the blue category for now. And again, because I have this sorted out by name and this sorted out by normal, we have just these listed in here. Now, the name of each gun, this is what I mean by this button is going to become very important because this is in reverse alphabetical order if you are in the United States. If this is part of your culture, then this is the way it is. This button here is going to flip-flop alphabetical order. So now, the first gun I have listed in here starts with an A instead of at the bottom of the alphabet, Z, 2A. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. That's fine. It really doesn't matter. I just wanted to collect some footage so I can trim all this down. Now, you might want to think of going at the highest DPS level. The short answer is, what do I do with all these weapons? The real answer is, what do I do with all these weapons? Is I keep... God, you want to talk about this? You want to keep one of every copy. And what do I mean by that? We want to start junking these. So you don't want to get rid of everything, right? Make all this junk. You don't want to get rid of all of these, but where is my... But what it does do is when you hover over one of these, it says to select it as junk. So again, PC players, press whatever key it's telling you to do. For me, I'm on controller. It's telling me to... I can select that for trash because this is a higher DPS. I'm going to want to keep that. But say I want to keep this gun, I can register it as attached item. And it's going to put a little... Anyway, we might be able to keep that. And it's going to put a little heart icon over it for me. This one's also higher, so maybe I want to keep this one over that one. I'm also going to put a heart on this, but I only want to keep one of these guns. I don't need to keep both of them. So I'm going to hold the same button I used to register it, and then I'm going to put a trash can over it. This is also a gun that I might want to keep, use it for later. The short answer is you're going to keep one of every copy. These two are exactly the same, but this one has a higher DPS. So we're going to trash that one, and we're going to keep this one. Shotguns here. It looks like I have a lot of the same shotgun. This has got the highest DPS. These we're going to trash. We only have one of these, so we're going to keep that for now. We've got multiple copies of these. So we're going to find the highest DPS and keep one of those. All right. These. Also, the highest DPS is 508, so I'm going to keep one of those, and I'm going to get rid of those. These next category, I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to get rid of that one. I only have one of these that I missed, so we're going to keep that one as well. I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to trash those. Now that we have sorted this first category, and hopefully I've done a good job explaining it, it's going to be the same for every category in your weapons tier. For now, you want to keep one copy of every... This is what I mean. I want to keep... This is what I mean. I want to keep one copy of every gun. I want to stress this point as well. But now I can remove all as junk. So everything that has a junk tag on it will go away at one time. Okay, so it went away, but I've hearted my favorite pieces. So now I can also press... And you see how it didn't put a trash can on these pieces? Now we're going to hold the dismantle junk button. Those arrows still light up. Bam. And look, I get rewards for these. These are going to be used for crafting later. You're going to want to do this. We need all of the material we can possibly get. But now look, I have one of every gun. I can try these out. I can equip them, but keep one copy of every gun. So like you see... I don't even remember what I was highlighting. Anyway, we might cut that out of there and say we're going to keep one copy of every gun. You see how I've used this one before. It is at proficiency level 40. But none of the... and then these are the other two weapons that I had in my backpack. And none of these are still at 0. So every time I equip a weapon, or have a weapon equipped for even a slight period of time, the proficiency on this weapon will continue to climb. This needs to be to 40 on all weapons. This is why I told you to keep one copy of every gun. So we're going to do the same for the other category of weapons. We're going to switch to our purples now. And we're going to keep one copy of every gun. More options. And even though I put a trash can on this one, you'll notice that this actually has better substats down here. That could have better substats than the one that I kept. This isn't really going to matter for any of your low-level weapons. This matters more for your high-end weapons. You can keep what looks good, but I would still recommend the higher DPS. I would still recommend the higher DPS over this one. You can play however you like, but that's what I'm going to do for that. Now we go back over to our inventory and look at all of these reactors. Look at all of them. Which ones do I need to keep? Why do I have so many? Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? So every good, bad. Leave that up there for a little while. And to answer this question, we will have to go back to our Descendent and ask, and when we go into Descendent modules, we can actually hover over each one of these for now. You can read what they are if you like, but that's not the point of this video. I just want you to know that it is listed here for what you're using at any given moment. We know that she's an ice character, so we're going to go and run the filters. All right, so that one says fusion, that one says fusion, that one says fusion, that one says tech. That's where that was. Darn, I didn't realize I had that. Anyway, those all say fusion. This one says tech. So we can, for now, go back to our inventory. We'll just put all of these in storage. And then we have different filters. Different set of filters for these reactors, because there's a lot more reactors than there are guns. So the character that we picked is Ice, right? So you can see that these all have different drop-down menus. But the character that we picked is all ice. So we're just looking for that chill function. And then we said she was also a fusion. I have one of these. I'm going to keep that for now. But it also said that I had tech. Do I have a tech? I do have a tech. So we're going to keep one of those for now. And we're going to skip back to all. And we're getting rid of all of these reactors. We only want the one that fits our character for now. Now we can go ahead and move these back to our inventory. Now when I come in here, I can see if these are any better than the one I'm currently rocking. No. This one's stronger than this one, but this one is not stronger than that one. This green arrows up. So after we've done our sorting, you can see that this has green arrows up. That's what we're looking for once we sort the reactor. It's okay that this is different. We'll get better ones as we move along. I just wanted to show you quickly how to sort everything. We will set up junk filters and stuff later in a different video. Now, if we move to the external component portion, it says I have 8 of these. Move all of these to storage. Again, these also have their own set of filters. So really, you just want to know what the best ones are for now that you can use. Well, that gets a little less intuitive. That's why I'm making this beginner's guide. So if we slot this one, this is for the auxiliary power sensor memories. I have none of that. And I have 2 processors. What am I looking for? What's the best? What do I need to keep? Well, if I look at these, if I compare these two, this tells me that there are MP of 12. This one's MP of 18. I'm going to go ahead and keep that now. Max HP, max defense. Well, this is where you have a choice. Do you want more health or do you want more defense? It really doesn't matter. I'm going to pick health for now. I'm going to get rid of the defense. Sensor. We have quite a bit of sensors in here. We've got 4. How do we determine which ones are the best? And we have 4 sensors in here. So I already want to let you know that these dots here are indicated that there are extra bonuses associated with these sensors all into itself. But this one does not. So we're definitely going to get rid of that one. Now, when we go and compare these and actually look at it, ugh, I'm an idiot. All right. So now when we go and compare these, when we look at it, you'll see that this has a bunch of stuff listed down here at the bottom. Again, it doesn't really matter which one you pick, but you need to know what type of player you are. You want more shield? Do you want more magic? Do you want more defense? So this one has... But when I hover over this one, I want you to notice that this is a named component set. It actually has a name to it, and because it has a name to it, it's got these sub effects down here when you have 1 or 2 or more pieces equipped. So it is a 2 or a 4-piece set, and every set will read something different down here. As we look at the same thing, this is the same set. But which one's better for you at any given moment for what you're playing with? Right now, I actually like the sub rolls on this one. This actually has character XP gain modifier. This one actually has character XP gain modifier. This is going to help you, as a new player, increase your leveling faster. But because this is a no-named one, and it doesn't have any of those stats, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And because that one has what I'm looking for as a new player, I'm going to keep it. So now my inventory is empty. And I'm back down to, I have room. I have room in my inventory. Now let's just say I wanted to equip that new sensor. It's actually in my storage right now. So I actually want to move these out to my storage. And as I click here, the same filter set is in my storage. So even if I'm looking for something on the fly, I can say, I'm looking for a better sensor. I do only have the one. We can move this over to here. Do I want to keep this? No, it doesn't have any of those sub roles that I was referring to like these guys do. So we're going to trash it. Did I bring over an auxiliary slot? No, I didn't. I brought over a processor, though. Is it better than the one I have? Shield, max shield, and max shield recovery modifier. This one does not. So if it's, instead of trying to compare it like that, if it's in your inventory, you can compare it to what is on what you currently have equipped. Is this better than the other one? So what's the difference between the one that I have equipped and the difference between the one that I just found? You can clearly see the difference. Anyway, you might want to reorganize that. And which one do you pick? As a new player, as long as I'm probably going to keep both of these armor pieces, but I am going to equip this one for now. This one is going to let me get more loot that is laying all over the ground. Whereas this one is just going to give me more defense if I run into a rough patch. Now, I know I put a better one in my... Maybe I want to keep all the weapons, so I don't know, because I don't know which one I'm going to use right now. But as you see, I used my storage to sort my storage. Now my storage is at 76. Because there's nothing in here. But my person, and I have kept a total of 17 items out of everything that I used. I hope that helps. I'm just gonna let this B-roll out for a minute so we can trim this down and give myself time to talk about it. Now it's time to pick your weapons. What do I want to use over what I have? Well, let me just say I want the highest DPS of something in my hand, but this is a sniper rifle. Even though it says I have the highest DPS, this is a sniper rifle. Of the highest DPS, this is a sniper rifle. This ammo was really hard to come by. You can use it if you like, but I wouldn't put it in your main slot. Maybe we'll grab this one. Or maybe we'll use this one. And I'm going to keep the gun that I have been using in my backpack. I want to try out these weapons, but I want to keep this gun because this will always gain passive experience even though I don't use it. Whereas these have none. I've never used these weapons before. Let's try them out. And every time we do this, we'll have to come back in and equip recommended modules. Let's go play some more. Back to the main mission. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by this video today. I hope that you found it informative. Maybe this will help you figure out what to do with all the stuff on the ground. Remember, you're going to trash 95% of it. As a new player, you're just going to keep the stuff that you really need on hand, so we can increase that mastery rank as fast as possible. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to do the stuff that they tell me to tell you to do. Feel free to follow along. And remember, these guides are to help you stay alive as a new Descendant.